So just why does a narcissist play so many mind games with people? Why do narcissists manipulate? Manipulate is to harmfully influence somebody so that the narcissist can get their own way, to persuade someone by using people's emotions to get people to feel a certain way so that they act a certain way that suits the narcissist. The narcissist personality disorder is on a spectrum, so the levels they will go to depends on the narcissist you are dealing with. Why do narcissistic people manipulate? The main reason is it all comes down to control. They have to maintain and manage everything and everyone around them. With their games that they play, they send you into a trance. They put you under their spell. They put you in a state of mind that serves their best interests. Hence, you almost become paralysed within your own mind, no longer knowing reality. Therefore, you end up going to the narcissist for those reality checks, where the narcissist can then control you further. If you start to realise that something is not right, they will often up those mind games to send you further into a trance. Narcissistic abuse causes cognitive dissonance within your mind, where you live the reality of the narcissist's admiration phase, where they genuinely seem to love and care for you and empathise with you, where they shower you with attention, affection and support, and you do them, where they adore you or seem to adore you, and they adore the attention they are getting from you. Unfortunately, this doesn't last, as we are human. We make errors in judgment, we make mistakes, and at times we can all disagree even with those we love and care for. We can all disagree even with those we are close to. Yet healthy people can see each other's points of view, is looking to recognise each other's perspectives, to communicate, to come to some form of solution, have a two-way conversation and reach some form of compromise. A narcissist is looking to manipulate, to create an argument, which often ends up making situations worse, bigger problems, creating bigger problems, and never finding a solution, as they are always looking for someone else to blame. With someone who has narcissist personality disorder, when you disagree with them, they class this as a criticism. You are not obeying them. As you most likely love and care for them at this point, they change the game on you. When you say no, when you don't agree, out comes their entitled, envious face, as the narcissist classes this as you going against their superiority, going against their sense of entitlement, as they have not got control over you. So they might try different manipulation methods to regain control over you. They might sulk, they might fall silent, they might project, triangulate, blame shift, guilt trip, gaslighting you to take your boundaries down and get their needs met. Gaslighting plays a significant role in all of the narcissist manipulation methods, and it's designed to confuse you, to distort your own sense of reality. Most of the tactics a narcissist will use leave you full of self-doubt and self-blame. As you've lived through the admiration phase with all their twisted manipulation methods, like the mirroring and future faking, idolizing you, and then you hit the devaluation stage where they intimidate you and isolate you and bait you to get a reaction out of you, to blame everything on you for something that they started, so they can avoid taking responsibility for their behaviour, so they're not held accountable for their behaviour, and so there's never any consequences for their behaviour. They want to place all the blame onto you or somebody around you so that they're not held responsible for the things they do to you. A narcissist will downplay or miss out entirely what they did, and they will exaggerate how you reacted. So instead of two people being responsible for their own actions, thoughts and feelings, instead of two people holding themselves accountable or being held accountable, a narcissist takes no blame, and you are left thinking that everything is your fault. When you work harder to make it up to them and earn their forgiveness for the things they're doing to you, this all leaves you more confused and often losing your beliefs and boundaries, trying to make it up to them for what they actually did to you. Because when you do make it up to them, they reward you. The whole cycle of reward, punish. A narcissist feels criticised. They seek to abuse you mentally, physically, psychologically, spiritually, financially. Then they seek to gain that reaction out of you, and then they seek to blame you, and then they feel better about themselves and you feel worse about yourself. A narcissist has to manipulate people to keep control over themselves by keeping control over you. Some, as I once believed, say it's to keep up the appearance of their false self. My personal opinion, both their admiration face and their envious face is who they are, to confuse, control and manipulate those around them. Remember, you did not cause it. You cannot control it. You cannot change it. That is who they are. That's their identity, their belief system. And with most, after the love bombing, you will never know which side of that face they will show from one day to the next, often leaving you walking on eggshells around them, as they are like being around a narcissist is like walking across a landmine. One small step out of place and they blow. Yet, you never know what will set them off from one day to the next. It depends on what mood they're in, with their games and staying in control of you. They can stay calm most of the time around others if they believe there are witnesses to their behaviour, or if they believe they will suffer some form of consequences. They can act very calm. Those on the lower end of the spectrum are not always in control enough to do this all the time. Yet, you are still often left confused and agitated, left frustrated, hurt, often with anxiety. So you look to others like you're the one that's crazy. And a narcissist looks like they're doing so well trying to help you, putting up with you. And this allows a narcissist to show others how good they are, making it harder for you to speak out about what's truly happening and get the help and the support you need. Narcissist personality disorder is the kind of disorder where the narcissist gets to destroy other people's lives and is left alone to do so, and those whose lives they destroy are the ones that end up in therapy. And as narcissists manipulate you, so you lose who you are and end up in therapy, it helps a narcissist with their smear campaigns against you. So when you do break free, when the narcissist can no longer control you, they're going to go all out to control how other people see you. Narcissistic people use mind games and manipulation to gain attention from you, to draw emotions and reactions from you. If you become upset, distraught, angry, annoyed or frustrated because of the mind games the narcissist is playing, they enjoy the emotional reactions and attention they can gain from you. Narcissists believe they are above everybody else and they feel entitled to do as they please. They lack empathy to care for the effects it has on others. So with all a narcissist's mind games, it often ends up leaving those around the narcissist upset, angry, hurt, confused, frustrated, and it gives the narcissist power to control you by your feelings, to then control your thoughts. When a narcissist feels criticised in any way, they use mind games to defend themselves from criticism or accusations, shame or blame. They will lie, they will deny, they will blame shift, they will deflect and project. It benefits them by confusing you, also protecting themselves from being held responsible, from having to be accountable, avoidance of their problems. As most narcissists are lacking in cognitive reflection skills, if not all narcissists are lacking in cognitive reflection skills, they cannot look back and reflect on what they have done. So they never learn from their mistakes or errors in judgment. To them, it's always somebody else's fault and never their own. As a narcissist is often lacking in object consistency, which is usually developed around the ages 2 and 3. So even when there is conflict or disagreement, someone still cares about the other person. As they lack in empathy, they lack in the ability to show compassion to the other person. So as soon as things aren't going a narcissist way, they no longer care for you, they only care for themselves. Yet when things aren't going your way with a narcissist, because you still care for the narcissist, you still do your best to please, help and support the narcissist. Narcissistic people want to exhaust you so you can no longer think clearly and have less resistance to their mind games. So you can no longer work out what they are doing. Also, so you give in to their demands. When you have things such as anxiety, CPTSD, feeling depressed, coming down with illness after illness, you become weaker. It's so much easier when you're exhausted for the narcissist to apply further manipulation and get their own way. When we are less able to think clearly, we give in easier to their truths just to try and end the emotional turmoil, the emotional pain, as we are in such devastating emotional pain. Narcissists take further control over our minds and our lives to sink us further under. Emotional abuse is harder for people to see what's happening than physical abuse. Psychological abuse is harder to recover from, as often you don't see it until your mindset has been reprogrammed in such a way it takes a long time to unprogram all the thoughts a narcissist planted as seeds within your mind. With emotional abuse, with mind games, with manipulation, a narcissist can deflect it straight back over to you. Emotional abuse slowly grinds you down. It drains you to the point where you struggle to think straight and find it difficult to get on with day-to-day life, making it easier for the narcissist to smear your name to those around you, making it easier for the narcissist to control you. When you're drained, you might no longer feel like going out to work. You might no longer feel like going out to meet your friends and family. And this is exactly what a narcissist will use against you to isolate you. When you're drained, it's difficult to plan for the future. And a narcissist will give you false hope. They will breadcrumb you back into the relationship. Just when you've had enough, they will breadcrumb you by selling you something you would like and then delivering it. Most of the time, they future fake and they don't deliver on those promises. So you can't really call them out until the future. But when the future hits, they find a way to blame you for why they didn't deliver on something they promised you. When a narcissist discards you, it hurts. Or if you work out what they are doing and leave, it still hurts. And they smear your name and label you as the crazy one. A narcissist mind games leaves you confused with a hazy state of mind that makes it easier for them during the smear campaign against you that your behaviour is what is in the wrong. It's a learning curve to protect yourself from a narcissist and their mind games in the correct way. Most of us are left confused, trauma bonded, anxious, full of self-blame. And a narcissist will bait you into appearing crazy to others. Most of us don't see the red flags because we don't understand what those red flags are telling us. We haven't learned the life skills to recognise these patterns of behaviour and distance ourselves from those who show these patterns of behaviour. If you go to the police about a narcissist or take them to court, a narcissist will act as calm and reasonable as possible while you're all in your emotions and coming across like you're the crazy one. When you have things such as object consistency, when you have empathy, when you care for another, you are more susceptible to another's manipulation. When you are honest, kind, sympathetic, willing to forgive, want to help people, want to understand each other, want the truth, and have emotions, normal, everyday emotions, you end up trying harder to change yourself to please others. And with a narcissist, you try harder changing yourself to please them because they've led you to believe it's something you did, which helps with the never-ending narcissist mind games. Those narcissists who don't find it easy to manipulate, the narcissist who has less control over their rage, will also use physical violence, from pulling hair, pushing, shoving, strangling, and much more. Those on the higher end of the spectrum are more calculated in what they do, and they are far less likely to use physical violence. They will rarely use violence that leaves any form of marks. When it comes to dealing with and recovering from narcissistic abuse, no contact is the best, if not limited contact and grey rock. Creating distance from them so that you can begin to put your own reality back in. You can begin to think for yourself. You can begin to recover from their manipulation. And you can and you will recover from this. You just have to find the method that works best for you. Learning about the disorder helps because it means we can recognise the games these people play with us, but also learning about ourselves and finding the things that we want out of life so that we have something to aim for. So even when life gets hard, we've got something to get us out of bed in the morning. I shall add in the video description why narcissists can not see your point of view, why it's pointless explaining yourself to a narcissist, cognitive dissonance, how to disarm a narcissist, and 12 mind games that narcissistic people play. If you are looking for further support, I have partnered with BetterHelp and their sponsored link is in the description. Thank you very much for listening. Go out there, create the day that you deserve because you do deserve to have an amazing day. If you have any thoughts on this video, please do add those into the comments. Bye.